For as long as I can remember, I've always been a go-with-the-flow, wherever the wind takes me kind of person. I've never been one to make a plan and stick by that plan, and I probably couldn't tell you what I plan to do tonight. This spontaneous attitude has its positives, but it also has very heavy downsides, particularly my tendency for procrastination. As someone who has trouble focusing, along with my tendency to make plans on the fly, I often find myself putting off important things, such as schoolwork, for things that are more interesting and intriguing to me, such as hanging out with my friends. At school, this tends not to be a problem, since I have a large portion of my day which is free. I'm able to complete homework then, giving myself more time to do activities that I actually enjoy. When I arrived in Prague, I brought this mentality with me, believing that I would have more free time than I would back at school. However, after the first day of orientation, I realized that I was wrong. Aside from work during the summer, I had not had 8-hour days since high school. I became anxious, questioning if I would have enough time to explore the city and travel, all while balancing classes, which took up a majority of the day, an internship which required about 10 hours a week, and completing all my schoolwork on time. I carried this fear with me for the first couple of weeks, struggling to complete assignments, since I typically could only work on them in the evening after attending classes in my internship. The times in which I would try to sit down and complete assignments usually ended up with me getting distracted and switching to Netflix. However, after about 3 weeks, I began to develop efficient time management skills. I started to break down large assignments and work on them little by little each day to avoid the stress of having to complete a 5-page paper at 10 p.m. after getting off a flight. I found that throughout the week, I lowered my anxiety levels to the point where I rarely ever felt anxious, which for me is an accomplishment all on its own. By learning to develop a routine and plan, not only was I able to complete my assignments effectively and in a timely manner, but I found that I had more time to spend going out with my friends and doing activities that I actually enjoyed. My unconventional early return from Prague and the entire world shutting down proved to be more difficult than I had ever imagined. With any bit of normalcy thrown out the window, adjusting to a brand new learning platform brought along its own challenges. Although I had believed that remote learning would be much less stressful than a typical classroom setting, I was quickly proved wrong. It seemed that there were more assignments thrown at me, many which required more effort than I was used to spending. A new workload, along with working for my dad, who owns an essential business, brought the same anxiety that I felt during my first couple weeks. However, unlike abroad, I was able to overcome the stress in about a third of the time, and develop a plan in which I would be able to complete all my assignments throughout the week, continue to work, and spend some time enjoying myself. This ability to manage my time effectively and stick to a plan was not something that I expected to get out of my study abroad experience. However, it has already proved to be a very essential skill, and one that allows me to enjoy the little things in life much more.